There is a big misunderstanding that is very common when it comes to practicing acceptance, both in real life and in meditation. You absolutely do not have to accept anything and everything that comes your way, but there are some things that have to be accepted if you want to move forward. Welcome back, I'm Jared. Thanks for checking out my channel, The Reflective Man. This is episode number 6 of Blue Collar Meditation. Last time we talked about the present moment. Today we are talking about acceptance. First, let me ask you this. What does your mind do when you don't want to accept something? In most cases, it distracts. It moves your attention somewhere else. Maybe the past, maybe the future, maybe a game, whatever. Anything but the moment you're standing in. That might work for a while, but sooner or later it catches up. Because what hasn't been accepted is still there. If we want to be present, if we want to move forward, both in meditation and in real life, then the present must be accepted in its entirety. In other words, we surrender to the moment and its power. It doesn't mean that we're powerless, we're far from it. But the moment is much more powerful than we are. It's true in real life and it's true in meditation. The issue is that the mind has an increasingly difficult time staying in the moment when acceptance isn't practiced. As we know, being in the moment is essential for practicing meditation. The mind is stubborn, it resists. And when it resists, it can distract, become irrational, or overwhelm us with emotion. So when we meditate and we've taken the steps to clear our mind, we become present. The next stage is awareness. With guidance from the watcher, our awareness broadens, almost like widening our vision. That makes what is in this moment very clear. And with that clarity, we gain understanding, which is the next step right before acceptance, because we can't fully accept what we don't understand. Sometimes we have to accept that we don't understand something in the moment, but we have to accept our role in the moment either way. Another part of accepting the present is accepting how we got here, our past. It doesn't mean we have to like it, but we have to accept it. Once we completely accept what the moment shows us, a sense of calm may come over you. And this is from a new perspective, and the next step should seem obvious. We must accept ourselves as we are, not as who we think we should be, but as we truly are in this moment. With all of our strength and all of our flaws, we are all works in progress. We can start this process by first accepting our minds, understanding its strengths and its flaws. With the perspective of the watcher, we can see clearly that we are not our thoughts. That said, our mind is still part of us, and we must accept it. We just don't let it control us. That's important. Next, we accept our body with all its strengths and its flaws completely. It does its best with what it has, and it's pretty amazing sometimes. When we properly do this, the mind stops its attacks on the body, and a balance is achieved. In this state of acceptance and balance, we see that we are worthy of the moment and the opportunities it holds within it. Suddenly, we have a newfound respect for ourselves. So as we are working with ourselves, communicating with our mind and our body, working through any issues as we meditate, a pattern appears naturally. Acceptance, respect, attention. We accept a thought that comes to us. We don't dismiss it. We respect it. We don't have to like it, but we don't belittle it. It came from our mind, so we must meet it with respect, or even gratitude. And the next step unfolds naturally. We either give it attention or we don't. If something needs our attention in the moment, we give it. And if it doesn't, we set it aside. Not ignored, just not needed at the moment. And we do this with our bodies as well. This comes natural for some, but it can become difficult for those of us that have ignored our body's pain signals for years or are living with constant pain. This will not immediately change a difficult situation, but it teaches us to accept it, respect it, and give it the attention it needs. After practicing this in meditation, I also began practicing this in my daily life. When we're in a situation where we have to accept something in our daily lives, we essentially have 3 choices. We can accept it, we can remove ourselves from the situation, or we can speak or act with intention to influence the situation. Hoping to have an influence over the situation with our words or our actions will eventually bring us back to the first 2 again, either accepting it or removing ourselves from the situation. One of those will have to be done. Even removing ourselves from a situation It means we have to accept that we are no longer in that situation and any of the consequences that may come with it. And that isn't even an option for some people that are dealing with medical confinement or imprisonment. So it all leads back to acceptance at some point. I keep this in mind when dealing with a situation. I had to accept some difficult truths about myself. And in doing that, it gave me the opportunity to improve upon the qualities that I felt were lacking because of the newfound clarity that I had. This process of acceptance has improved my attitude significantly. It has also taught me to accept others with their faults and their better qualities. My relationship with some people have improved in ways I wouldn't have imagined. That's been wonderful. Although my relationship with others has soured to my surprise. To be clear, acceptance does not mean tolerance. And being accepting does not mean accepting abuse, mental, physical, or just plain disrespect. If someone is harmful, we expect that that is part of who they are. Once you see yourself clearly, you begin to see others clearly as well. Strange how we can miss things that are right in front of our faces sometimes with some of the people that are closest to us. Anyways, clarity and self-respect will allow you to see people for who they truly are, and we can't expect them to change. We can hope that they change, but we can't expect that they change. And if we want to heal, we need to remove ourselves from certain situations. We don't have to deal with abuse from ourselves or anybody else. Having self-respect means having boundaries and setting boundaries. And if people don't like those boundaries, that is their problem, not yours. Just be aware of the situation. This is real life. There are moving parts, and the moment is always unfolding. So we owe it to ourselves and the people closest to us to be clear-headed and aware in the moment. Meditation has helped me see this clearly and apply it to daily living. And it has not made my life easier. It has not made my problems go away, but it has helped me deal with them better. And improvement is what we are looking for. Next time, we're going to be going over a meditation system that I have developed, as well as some tools for at home and on the road. As always, thanks for watching. If this has helped you and you want to help support the channel, there's a link in the bio. I'll see you next time.